Hey guys, and welcome to today's video where I show you one simple strategy that you can use to maximize the profitability and conversion rate of your marketing campaigns and of your online store in general. Okay, so I know I will share this strategy, this tip, this tactic that I use to really increase the profitability of my client's business over the past week. And I will show you now the step-by-step instructions so that you can copy it for your own business as well. First of all, you need to understand and know how expensive your traffic was. So we were using a lot of Google AdWords as our only paid traffic source. We only have organic search and other things, but we used a lot of Google AdWords. So I will go to AdWords, campaigns, and I will check on the traffic right here. In your case, if you use Facebook ads, for example, of course you would have to mix analytics, for example, with Facebook, and you would have to track the cost of your Facebook campaigns to do this in the most effective way. If you use Google AdWords just like we do, then this is even easier because it fully integrates with Google Analytics already. So we can see here in the past 30 days, 31% of our users came from Google AdWords. And our average cost per click was $2.40. Our average e-commerce conversion rate was 1.77%. And we made a total revenue of $10,500 from Google AdWords. So the interesting thing begins now when I click on desktop. And I don't show you the whole campaign because then I would have to censor all kind of things. So I just show the relevant row, which is the first one here. If we look at desktop, the metrics suddenly drastically increase. We suddenly have 3.68 pages per session. We have a much higher conversion rate. We have a much higher CPC as well, unfortunately, $3 because we are in a very competitive space that also includes some B2B. And if we now look at mobile, this will be the exact opposite. So now we suddenly spend way less for a click. Instead of almost $3, we pay $1.75. But also, unfortunately, our conversion rate is way lower now at 0.56%. So the first step was to find out how well are mobile and desktop performing in terms of sales volume, in terms of profitability, in terms of cost, etc. The next step is that you actually have a look at the model comparison tool right here. The model comparison tool on Google Analytics is super interesting because it shows you how well, for example, or how well the last interaction and first interaction traffic sources or other things performed. So if you look at the last interaction and you look at the different traffic sources, it basically shows you how effective was paid search as a last interaction conversion source. So if someone who is in this group here, paid search and last interaction, has clicked on one of your paid search ads and then bought something, but he has been to your site previously. So someone who visited your site on the first time using Facebook, and then second time he came back to your site using Google AdWords because he clicked on an ad, and then he purchased something, means he is a paid search last interaction. If we now look at the device here, device platform or device category instead of the different traffic sources, we will see a similar pattern. The last interaction return on ad spend for desktop was over 1,500%, while mobile was only a tenth of that with 152. At the same time, the last interaction CPA or cost per acquisition was way lower with desktop. And this really showed me that desktop is much more profitable and much more useful as a last interaction device than mobile. But at the same time, it would be wrong to now say, okay, let's only target desktop because it's the best traffic. First, because you will definitely lose a lot of potential customers if you're only targeting desktop all the time. And second, of course, mobile is still a great traffic, a great device option because the traffic is so much cheaper. So in the next step then, what I did was I created a cold traffic campaign where I only attracted people using their mobile phone. So I only attracted people on a search campaign that were using their mobile phone, and these people then went to the website. Some of them, of course, bought something immediately, but many people left, and many people left and didn't come back right away. But then I created a retargeting ad that was only addressing desktop. So the first the first view on our site was with mobile, and then later on we retargeted those people with desktop when they switched their devices, you know, when they got back home or in the office or whatever, and then they used the desktop to close the purchase. People are still way more likely to buy something with desktop because they feel more comfortable doing so. The screen is bigger, the usability is easier. There are many reasons why desktop is still better for conversions or has a higher conversion rate normally. And yeah, so basically I did that. I did a campaign that was focusing on cold traffic for mobile and then on retargeting traffic for desktop. And if we look at the technology or at the mobile devices, at the overview tab here, there's one last overview that I can show you to really compare these devices. So desktop, again, $52,000 in revenue, 2-minute 44 average session duration, way shorter on mobile, way more pages per session on desktop, way lower bounce rate on desktop. So I implemented these things. And if we now in the last step look at our actual e-commerce conversion volume, you see here in the past month it was this 55,000 that we talked about. If I now look at the last 7 days, which was basically when this took place, we were at around $10,000, and the 7 days before that we were at 7.4 thousand. So you can see here we had an increase in revenue of 30.59%. We had an increase in conversion rate of 63%, which is really, really huge. This is probably the biggest impact here. Our overall transactions increased, our overall average order value increased. So all the critical metrics here increased. At the same time, our return on ad spend increased, so we spent less for our profitability increased in this time as well, all by switching from targeting desktop and mobile on every single step of the funnel to really attracting the cold traffic with cheap mobile traffic and then retargeting with more expensive but also higher converting desktop traffic. Now, I don't say that these results were only due to this change, but it definitely had a really, really big impact on our sales and on our profitability. So this proved to be a very cool tactic that you might try as well, especially if you have a little more data, especially if you have some customers, some existing sales, and if you can really compare your different devices. So if you're using Facebook ads, you would have to really track everything in Google Analytics the right way, so that you can really compare this, and then you would know what to do. So yes, guys, I hope that you like this little tip. Maybe it has been a little complicated, so if you have any questions, please post them in the comments and I will answer all your questions. If you like this video, then please leave a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more e-commerce, dropshipping, marketing knowledge. And if you also want to use Google AdWords to drive more and more sales to your e-commerce business, then please check the link in the description to my training program, the eCom PPC Academy. We are still running a promotion and you will learn how to create enticing ads, research profitable keywords, build landing pages that convert, and much, much more in this training program. So check this out as well. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.